Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov is the fight we've all wanted to see. I feel like I should be breaking this down and letting you guys know that Tony Ferguson would beat the shit out of Khabib and make him quit. Okay? He would make him quit. I know this. Okay? First of all, I've gone over why I think Khabib's overrated as fuck and why I think that Tony is more of a champion than Khabib is. Because when you look at Khabib's last two opponents, through no fault of his own, I'll give you that. But guy after a 2-year layoff that's been drinking whiskey and partying and boxing for 2 years. And Ally Quinter, who, you know, was ranked number 11 at the time and has lost since then and after then. They're both the same thing. Since and after are both the same thing. Either way, Tony Ferguson's been taking on back-to-back top guys over and over again. Kevin Lee was like number 7 in the world when he fought Tony Ferguson. Don Cerrone was number 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tony Ferguson's rattling off these fucking contenders over and over again. Anthony Pettis, I think, was number 8 or 7 when Tony Ferguson fought him. I mean, Tony Ferguson's beat RDA, he's beat Edson Barboza, he's gone through the fucking who's who of the division, and there's no one else left for him other than McGregor and Khabib. And I think he would absolutely fucking demolish Khabib. And here's why. I do think, here's how I see the fight going down in my head, okay guys? I'm going to strap the fucking beanie on for this one. I see Khabib getting him down in the first round and Tony Ferguson scrambling, making escapes, making hip escapes, getting to half guard, getting to full guard. Khabib getting back to a certain position like side control. Tony Ferguson getting out of it. And it's Khabib on top for the majority of the round. The second round, I see Khabib trying to do the same thing, but this time the takedown's a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? This time Khabib's taking a couple like rabbit shots behind the head or behind the ear when he's trying to go for these takedowns. And Tony Ferguson's landing elbows, one of Travis Brown elbows. You know what I'm saying? Now Tony Ferguson's Granby rolling out of takedowns. But Khabib still ends up on top. But this time when he's on top in the second round, Tony Ferguson's still making all of the escapes necessary to get to full guard and get to a more comfortable position for himself. Maybe mission control. And he's landing good elbows. Okay? Landing very good elbows from the rubber guard. Landing very, very good elbows. You know what I'm saying? Third round comes around. If you can't take down Conor McGregor in a third round of a 5-round fight, Tony Ferguson ain't going to let that slide, man. I see Tony Ferguson in the third round onwards stuffing every fucking takedown and forcing Khabib to exchange. That's the problem with Conor McGregor. He's such a counter striker that he couldn't make Khabib pay for taking rounds off. You know what I'm saying? So Khabib, what he does is, he accelerates for 2 rounds. He takes the third round and he's just like, right, let me just recompose. If it's a 5-round fight from so far what we've seen. Then he goes back again in the 4th and 5th once he's got his second wind almost. Not a second wind. It's like he blows through his fucking first charger in the first 2 rounds. Then in the third round, he's switching battery packs. You know what I'm saying? And in the 4th and 5th, he's got a whole new battery and he's coming in to win. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when Conor McGregor, he's such a counter striker. And he was so worried about going forward against Khabib and getting taken down that he almost let Khabib off the hook in the third round. He was like exchanging with him real sloppy. He wanted Khabib to come forward and Khabib was okay to come forward. And it was just making it a sloppy fight. But I think that when the difference between Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson is, Tony Ferguson ain't going to let Khabib off the hook in the third round if he tries to do this recovering energy thing. And I also feel like Khabib's going to use more energy on the ground with Tony Ferguson than he did against Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Because against Conor, he locked up the legs. He had Conor in like weird positions. And they were just, nothing was really happening in the first round. In the second round, Khabib started landing some big punches on top. You know, Conor was still there. He was taking big shots though, but he was still there on bottom. Khabib was landing big shots. I think with Tony Ferguson on the ground, there's no settling into a position. You know what I'm saying? You're settling into a position, and now where's Tony going? You know what I'm saying? Now where's his fucking leg? Is it round my fucking neck? Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Oh, fuck. Can I just have a rest in half guard? Please, stop elbowing the fuck out of my head. You know what I'm saying? And in the 3rd and 4th and 5th round, I think Tony Ferguson's going to get better and better. I think he's going to piece up Khabib on the feet. And I think he's going to start stuffing takedowns. And here's the thing as well. A lot of guys, when they go to the ground with Khabib, their focus is get up, get up, get up, get up. I've got to get up. This is not where I belong. This is what Khabib does to everyone. I'm going to get fucking smashed on the ground. He's going to change my face. All of this shit that Khabib's going to do. They've got to get back up. And they're fucking framing off trying to get back up against the cage. And that's where Khabib is doing this damage. Because they're not looking for position. They're just trying to get back up. Tony Ferguson, if Khabib gets him down and Tony Ferguson is in full guard, is going to be thinking to himself, right, now I can work. You know what I'm saying? Now I can stay in full guard, reclaim guard over and over again with these long, spindly fucking legs that Eddie Bravo's taught me about, and land fucking vicious elbows and punches off bottom. You know what I'm saying? Tony Ferguson is almost... he's one of the rare cases, along with maybe Donald Cerrone, where he's more dangerous off bottom than he is on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, on top with Cerrone, you never really see him in full guard against a guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's on top and he's landing punches on him and he's piecing the shit out of him. The only time you really see him win an exchange on top is when he's dragged the guy to the floor and he's sunk in a Darce choke. You know what I'm saying? There's no settling in on top for Tony Ferguson. But when he's on bottom, he's always piecing guys up. The Kevin Lee fight comes to a huge example. The Anthony Pettis fight is a good example as well. After Pettis hurt him, he was on bottom, he was doing damage there. You know what I'm saying? And Pettis even got up after that. Because, you know, you don't want to be on the ground with Tony Ferguson because you're going to fucking cut up your face. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember who else was taking him down, but there's a few other times he's been on bottom and he's been piecing guys up. Now, I just feel like he'd fuck up Khabib in the later rounds, and I think he'd actually get a TKO finish in the fourth and Khabib would gas. I really do. I think Khabib would gas out and Tony Ferguson would land that front kick over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. Khabib would try to come forward. Tony Ferguson would keep the range exactly where he wanted it. I saw enough against Donald Cerrone to remind me this is the best lightweight on the planet. Khabib is not the best lightweight on the planet in my opinion. I think it's Tony, Khabib, Poirier, McGregor are kind of mix and match at this point because we don't know. Obviously McGregor beat him a while ago, but that doesn't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? It was a different time in both of their careers. Connor's on the downslope since then. Poirier's on the upslope since then. Maybe they've met in the middle. But for right now, I've got Ferguson as the champ. Khabib as the interim belt holder. Poirier as the interim belt holder. And McGregor as a billionaire. And I don't even know what to call him. He's just there and he can knock you out in the first round. And if not, he's going to be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's always the conundrum with McGregor. You go in there... You can never bet against it. It's like betting against Anthony Rumble Johnson. You know what I'm saying? You're like, but if he lands and he lands clean, he's going to fucking hurt you bad. You know what I'm saying? And if he lands it in those first 2 rounds and you haven't taken him down and worn him out, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a big problem standing with McGregor in the first round. That's never good. However, I do feel like Ferguson would beat Khabib. I think he'd piece him up. I really do. I'm so passionate about this. I think he would fuck him up so badly. When guys are defending takedowns against Khabib, what do they do? What do they do? Ask yourself, what do they do? They pummel for underhooks. You know what I'm saying? They look for a way out of it. They pummel for underhooks. They try and get him up against a clinch and they try and frame off and escape against the fence. What does Tony Ferguson do when guys try and take him down? He does a fucking front flip. How is Khabib going to train for that? How do you train for Tony Ferguson? He's a savage. There's no one like him. Tony Ferguson doesn't pummel for underhooks. If the takedown is in, he's not going to fight it and use all the energy. He's going to do a front roll and hopefully you're still holding on to him because if not, he's straight back to his feet and you've used all that energy for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Also, when they're on the floor, Tony Ferguson's going to be doing all types of offensive guard work. I just don't see a way that Khabib can beat him. I really don't. I actually think, and this is so weird to say from me, I hope you guys agree with me here. I actually think Khabib's one chance here is to try and get the knockout. I don't see a way on the ground that Khabib can do what he wants to with Tony. I just don't see that. And I hear all these stories from AKA about Khabib fucking out wrestling Olympic gold medalists and the fucking best American wrestlers there are to offer. Hey, if Conor McGregor's stuffing your takedowns in round 3, Olympic gold medalist wrestlers are fucking throwing you around the fucking practice room for sure. For sure. I don't want to hear this bullshit about Khabib fucking ragdolling, like, wrestlers, like, top fucking elite wrestlers. I can't remember the names of them that were mentioned. But he was talking about fucking Olympic gold medalists. Fucking Jordan Burroughs. Bring him in. I bet Khabib would beat him. Listen, if you can't fucking take down Al Iaquinta after 15 minutes, calm down. You just made me stutter so badly. That's how you know some bullshit. When I'm stuttering, that's how there's some bullshit. Because I'm speechless about it. There's no way. I refuse to believe those stories. I refuse to believe. Oh, Brendan Schaub, man. Brendan Schaub said, oh, he said that Khabib would probably take down John Jones if he wanted to. Khabib wouldn't take down Colby. Colby would ragdoll. I just don't understand where all this fucking myths and legends of Khabib are coming from that just don't make any sense. My eye's healing up a little bit now, which is good. Still quite tender, but it's good though. It's good. I don't know where I was. I don't even know what I was just talking about. Actually, I just spotted my eye again. It's still quite bad. Anyway, guys. See you later. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. I just talk shit, man. I actually listened to my videos back on the bus today. When the bus home from work, I was listening to my videos. And I was like, what the fuck is watching this shit, man? I just say bollocks. I hope I'm right about it, though. I think Tony Ferguson beats the shit out of him. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep saying my opinions. And I'll take all the death threats I want. I don't care. You're all in America and Russia. Have fun trying to get to the UK once Brexit happens. Come get me, bitches. Because Brexit's coming soon. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.